prize? At first, just a few bitcoins. Years later, nearly 1,000. January 2015. A single transaction buried deep in the Bitcoin blockchain. Split across 256 addresses. No signature. No explanation. It looked deliberate, but this wasn't a riddle carved in code. It was a measurement. The creator placed consecutive keys from a wallet with each new address twice as hard to crack as the one before, and attached slightly larger amounts to each. A crude instrument to test the strength of the network. At first, it was just a game for a mathematician. A few coins placed like dots on an endless map. But the experiment didn't stay small. Over time, the balances moved, the rewards grew, and the joke turned into a legend. Some said it was a prank. Others thought it was a secret test from Bitcoin's early days, but everyone agreed on one thing. It was impossible to resist. A challenge hidden in plain sight. Amid all that noise, a French cryptographer named Bram saw an opportunity. The coins meant money, but also a mystery. He came for both, the thrill of solving what no one could, and the chance to claim what everyone wanted. This is the story of the greatest puzzle in Bitcoin's history. The quest to solve one of Bitcoin's oldest mysteries. A journey through code, obsession, and a reward no one has claimed. Between 2015 and 2019, an underground community began to form around it. Miners, mathematicians, and hobbyists trading code, spreadsheets, and sleepless nights on the infamous forum Bitcoin Talk. They called them the Bitcoin Puzzles. 256 wallets, each one twice as hard as the last, each hiding a small reward. At first, it seemed like a clever curiosity, a mathematical riddle to test the real-world strength of Bitcoin's encryption. The creator, a mysterious figure later known as Satoshi _rising, described it like this.
I'm the creator. I made a mistake. I forgot about addresses 161 to 256. I'll move those coins to the unsolved parts and make the puzzle harder, about 10 times denser. I'll do it soon, when I have time to set it up properly. There's no secret pattern. It's just a list of consecutive keys from a wallet. Thanks to everyone building cracking tools. The Large Bitcoin Collider is very cool.
Each wallet represented a step deeper into the impossible. Wallet number 1 could be cracked almost instantly. Number 2 took twice as long. Number 3, twice again. By wallet number 20, brute forcing a key was already taking days. The difficulty grew exponentially. Every new wallet twice as complex as the one before. The early puzzles fell quickly. Enthusiasts celebrated on forums, posting scripts, benchmarks, and results. But exponential growth is merciless. Soon, progress slowed to a crawl. By the mid-2000s, solving just one new wallet could take months of GPU time, and the rewards were tiny. Then something strange happened. In 2017 and again in 2019, the creator moved funds between addresses, reshuffling balances, increasing some of the rewards as if to whisper, "Keep going." And then in 2023, the stakes changed forever. What began as a modest 32 Bitcoin experiment quietly became a 1,000 Bitcoin legend. A fortune worth hundreds of millions scattered across keys so vast they might as well have been cosmic coordinates. The puzzle was no longer just a test of code. It had become a challenge to human obsession itself. By 2024, entire Discords and Reddit groups existed solely to chase these wallets. Dozens of early puzzles, number 1 through number 65, had already been cracked, their tiny rewards long claimed. But from wallet number 66 onward, everything changed. Each new step demanded double the computation, double the cost, and, for the first time, offered serious money in return. 6.6 Bitcoin for number 66. 6.7 for number 67, 6.8 for number 68, all the way up to 16 Bitcoin for number 160. For most, that was the line, where curiosity met impossibility. But for a handful of people, that line was the invitation. One of them was a quiet French genius, a cryptographer who had spent his life chasing elegance in numbers. He wasn't after fame. He was there for the challenge and for the money. His name was Bram. Bram wasn't a typical treasure hunter. He was a cryptographer, a mathematician who'd spent his life chasing elegance in numbers. At 17, his resume already said, "I'm passionate about breaking encryption." It wasn't rebellion. It was fascination. Years later, after a decade of corporate management and PowerPoint meetings, he'd had enough. He left everything behind to do what he actually loved, building software that tested the limits of math itself. He started by helping people recover lost crypto wallets, designing his own brute force software, refining it, optimizing it, scaling it. It was part mathematics, part engineering, part obsession. That's how he first stumbled upon the Bitcoin puzzle thread on Bitcoin Talk. 600 pages of madness. Thousands of comments, formulas, code snippets, all dedicated to those 256 mysterious wallets. Most people were trying to solve small ones for fun, but Bram's eyes locked onto something else. Wallet number 67. He ran simulations with a friend who was a statistician. Together they modeled the puzzle like a financial instrument, an option with risk. They factored in GPU rental costs, speed of guessing, and probability of overlap with other teams. The result shocked even them. If they scanned the entire range, it would cost around $250,000 in GPU power. And even then, the chance of actually being the one to find the key wasn't 100%. Because other groups were already working on it, collectively they had already scanned around 15% of the space. If Bram started now, he would finish just as his competitors reached 17%, meaning 83% chance of success, 17% chance of failure. He looked at the spreadsheet for hours. The logic was solid, the math sound. But the risk was huge. He couldn't do it alone. He would need backers, people crazy enough to fund a project that might burn $250,000 for nothing. And so Bram opened Reddit and typed,
Anyone crazy enough to help me test a mathematical impossibility and possibly make some money on Bitcoin history?
That click would start one of the strangest crowdfunding experiments in Bitcoin history. When Bram hit post, he didn't expect much. He titled it simply,
Anyone crazy enough to help me test a mathematical impossibility?
Within hours, replies started pouring in. 17 in total, from coders, crypto traders, and pure math enthusiasts scattered across 3 continents. Together, they formed an improbable alliance, a distributed experiment with one goal, to brute force wallet number 67. But Bram refused to accept anyone's money directly. He designed a system as transparent as the blockchain itself. Each participant would rent their own cloud GPUs and grant Bram temporary access credentials. No pooled wallet, no custody, no middleman. Every machine, every range of keys traceable to its owner. He built scripts to distribute workloads, millions of key ranges divided into tiny fragments, each worker node processing its chunk, reporting back progress every few minutes. Custom dashboards tracked speed of guessing, progress, and energy cost in real time. The project ran like a small tech startup, except nobody was getting paid. Every evening, he posted detailed reports, total keys scanned that day, average GPU efficiency, estimated completion time, and a statistical model predicting their chance of success versus other teams. That model came from a contributor known online as Proof of Doug, a data scientist who'd built a simulation that plays out thousands of what-ifs. Their math was elegant and merciless. According to their simulation, the full key range could take around 2 months to scan, burning through roughly $250,000 in GPU time. If their assumptions were right, they had an edge, about an 80% chance of finishing before competing teams. But if any group got lucky early, the entire experiment could end overnight. By the 3rd week, they were running over 25,000 concurrent GPU instances across AWS, Hetzner, and private farms. The power consumption was staggering, the cost of belief in mathematics. Yet somehow, it worked. The scripts stayed stable, the reporting pipeline held, and progress climbed, 1% at a time. By day 40, the group had crossed half the range of possibilities. The math said they were still on track, but so were their competitors. The line between victory and failure was only 17% of probability. When wallet number 67 fell, the community went silent for a second, then exploded. Screens filled with emojis, disbelief, celebration. They'd done it, cracked what everyone had called uncrackable. For weeks, screenshots of the transaction spread through Discords, Telegram channels, and Bitcoin talk threads. People didn't just see math, they saw proof that the impossible could move on-chain. Almost immediately, messages started pouring in.
When's the next one? How do I join? Can I invest in number 68?
The demand was insane. Bram and his small team suddenly had more volunteers and money than they could handle, from people who didn't fully understand that mathematically, the odds of profit were worse than a casino. Still, the legend of number 67 had given them credibility. If Bram said it was possible, people believed him. So they launched wallet number 68. Same code, same structure, same logic. Only this time, it wasn't supposed to work quickly. By all estimates, number 68 should have taken months longer. The math didn't care about enthusiasm. And yet, it did. Just 25% into the search range, before even half the investors thought the machines had warmed up. They hit a match. 6.8 Bitcoin, clean, confirmed, distributed. The Discord couldn't believe it, twice in a row, a miracle of computation. But that luck came with a side effect. Everyone wanted in. People who had missed number 67 or number 68 begged for access to the next run, offering money, resources, GPU time, anything to be part of the next big win. Even as some of Bram's closest collaborators warned that the numbers no longer made sense, new investors flooded in. For many, the risk wasn't the point anymore. It was belonging, the thrill of chasing something that had already defied probability twice. The little math experiment had turned into a movement, a legend powered by hope and ignorance of statistics. Then came wallet number 69. By Bram's calculations, the cost was too high, the risk too great. He looked at the numbers, and for once they told him to stop. So he refused to launch it. He warned others to walk away. But the legend had already grown beyond him. Another group, excited, overconfident, maybe desperate, decided to try anyway. They raised funds, ran their own code, and against every probability, they got lucky. At just 0.4% of the search range, barely after they'd started, they found the key. They'd done it. The chat lit up with disbelief. Screenshots flew. Messages exploded. It's solved. For a few minutes, the impossible had happened again. Then came the silence. The 6.9 Bitcoin vanished, gone, stolen in plain sight. The community froze. Nobody spoke for hours. Then the panic started. People accused each other of running the sniping bot, of leaking the private key, of sabotage. Years of cooperation unraveled overnight. For the first time, what had united them, transparency, had destroyed them. The discords went quiet. Members left. The screens went dark. The Bitcoin puzzle was no longer about math or probability. It had become something darker, a mirror reflecting the fragility of trust and the simple truth that even perfect code can't protect us from human nature. It was over. After the chaos, Bram stepped away from the puzzle scene. He turned his skills towards something simpler but more meaningful. He started helping people recover lost wallets, not for fame, not for fortune, but because he could. Sometimes it was a forgotten seed phrase. Sometimes a man who dropped a tube full of letters and watched his savings scatter across the floor with just letters to put it back to create back the seed phrase. Bram built scripts to reassemble their keys bit by bit until their funds came home. At the same time, he returned to his roots as an engineer, writing compilers that translate ancient banking languages like COBOL into modern code, helping systems that once ran on floppy disks find new life in the cloud. He never scaled up, never chased millions. Still, he keeps an eye on the blockchain. Sometimes he sees new addresses pop up. Strange patterns, numbers that don't belong. Maybe it's someone new starting their own experiment. Maybe it's the same ghost still testing us. The Bitcoin puzzle was never just about money. It was about curiosity and the thin line between math madness and Bitcoin history. For some, it was a game. For Bram, it was proof that even in a world built on machines, there's still room for a little human wonder. Thanks for watching.